probably do want to at least know which ones of these are going to be facts and myths. You have access to this PowerPoint. It's in activity 2.1 in the curriculum. Under resources, you have access to it. So if you need to go back and look at this, you can. But the easiest thing to do right now is just write fact or myth and write the sentence. Okay? First one. There are currently biological nanomachines that naturally exist in your body. By the way, I have the results from the survey that you did on that first day. 52% of you guys thought that this was a myth, and 48% of you guys thought this was true, so that was pretty split. What do you think? Fact?
That's cat.
It is, viruses.
It's not cat.
Viruses are not living things, right?
It's but they're machines aren't living things.
They are actually, the similarities between the ways that we would program technology and the way that viruses actually sort of operate are actually, it's kind of striking actually. They only bond to certain types of receptors and things in our bodies, and like when we talk about, when we look at our immune system, there's only certain things that are going to work on these, and that's why vaccines work the way that they do, by exposing your body to it and then giving it a chance to build up those sort of what's the word that I want to use? Antibodies. Yeah, there we go. You can tell I'm not a biology person. What you got? If you love repeating yourself over and over again, almost right after you finish saying it, then by all means become a teacher. Got it?
Well, am I supposed to be writing here?
Probably a parent too, I'm sure.
Do I write the sentence here?
All right. What?
What do I?
That it's a fact that there are nanomachines in your body. If you want to shorten it a little bit, you can, because it's you know they're all multiple choice questions on your exam, right? So if you study that, if you want to shorten this up and you put that there are nanomachines that exist in your body and that's a fact, would you recognize that if it were listed as a multiple choice question? You had to identify the fact? I would hope so. So can you shorten these a little bit? Sure. Tiny nanotweezers can be used to pick up nanometer-sized molecules and move them around to build different structures. Let's see. 65% of you guys thought it was fact. 35% thought it was a myth. What do we think? Did you say? Fact? It is fact. It's basically when we talk about that atomic force microscope, that's what you're looking at. That probe on the end. The problem is, and we're going to talk about this today, sometimes the properties at the nanoscale are not going to be the same as they would be if we were looking at the macro scale. The macro scale, by the way, because I'm going to use that term a lot today, macro scale is like basically real world. Things you can actually see with your naked eye, things you can actually manipulate with your hands, okay? 3, gold nano-sized balls can be injected into the body to kill cancer cells. Let's see, 62% think it's a myth, 38% thought it was true. Fact. There's a study done by, and I have the links for some of these, posted on Classroom if you care to go read about. This was a study done by Rice University. Basically, we know that there are different, or if you don't know this, we're actually going to talk about this next class. There are different forms of radiation, and they vary based on the wavelengths that they have. And there's only certain types that are going to have this sort of reaction or interaction with gold particles. And so they'll interact with the gold, but not with the tissue that the gold is maybe coming into contact with, okay? And so in doing that, the radiation is going to be impacting the gold, and then the gold will be then sort of attacking that tumor. So you don't have direct sort of contact between that radiation and that tissue, okay?
Okay, how am I supposed to fit all this into this little?
Just flip it over. Boom. Problem solved. Next. Engineers have created a nano-sized car that has 4 doors, tires, and tiny seats and can move around freely. Let's see, 73% thought that was a myth. 27% thought it was a fact. It is.
It's cat. That's cat.
It's a myth. It's only got some partial truth there. They've made the car, but it doesn't have all those other little features, and it's not going to actually move or do any of those things. Yeah, like what?
any part.
Right? Wouldn't that be enough for you to recognize that if it's a multiple choice test? There are clothes that do not stain due to nanotechnology. You can spill juice on your nano pants and the juice just rolls off.
No, that's true. That's true.
81% of you recognize that that is a fact. Most of you have waterproof stuff.
I saw it on a YouTube video.
Even if you don't have waterproof materials, you know that there are sprays that you can put on things. Yep. Through nanotechnology, ice cream is being made that is lower in fat and healthier for you. 71% of you recognize that that is a fact. The smaller the ice crystals are in the ice cream, the smoother it is. Does that make sense?
My brain's smooth.
What does that even mean?
Put smooth brain.
Your brain's not supposed to be smooth, though.
No, did you know the more wrinkles in the brain, the smarter you are?
NASA plans to build a space elevator that would use carbon nanotubes to move materials from Earth to outer space. 53% of you think that this was a myth, and 47% of you thought that it was a fact. So that's pretty split right here. And then it's actually a myth.
Let's go.
Only a concept. Somebody has this idea, but this one's hard for me to imagine ever being like even remotely plausible. Having a single material that would be able to go through all the different layers of the atmosphere and then and be that tall and withstand that kind of differences in pressure, because you have different pressures at different heights. How? Like it's not. I feel like what they're looking for is teleportation, basically, like beam me up, Scotty type thing, and that's not gonna happen. What's a lot of money? That's a waste of money right there. Put that would be. Wilson double core tennis balls last longer because a thin layer of nano coating is applied to the rubber lining. 73% of you represented that for the fact that it is. Notice this one's trademarked. There's a lot of different things that there's something called nanotech, which is a trademarked fabric that you can get. Nike has like their heat gear and their what do they call their warm weather one? I can't remember. It's not cold gear or whatever, but what is it? I can't remember. But I promise you, they've got all that trademarked. They're gonna own the rights to all that stuff. Self-cleaning toilets are now available. These toilets are made with nanotechnology that keeps the porcelain clean.
That's a cat.
That's true. There's literally in China. 65% of you guys recognize this for the fact that it is, and it's not expensive either. However, it's not like what do you picture for a self-cleaning toilet?
A toilet that has a hand coming out.
Right. That's what I picture too. But that's actually not what it is. It's really just basically nothing sticks to it is what it is, and nothing grows on it.
That's not cleaning then. That's prevention.
Just never getting dirty. Yeah, it just never gets dirty. It's actually it's reasonably priced. You don't pay much more for it than you would a normal toilet. Wait, that's a glove? Yeah. Pull your mask up. This child, what's the ice cream back? Most of them were facts. Through nanotechnology. Alright guys, listen up. Through nanotechnology, steaks can be made atom by atom such that cows are no longer needed to bruise the meat. 65% of you guys think that this is a myth, and you're correct.
No, I saw a YouTube video.
Okay, so the types of proteins that you would find in something like beef are not the kinds of proteins that you could just make or have or could reproduce at the nano level. Okay, especially not enough to replace that, so that you no longer need cattle. Why? Just why? What? No. Alright, so that's all of the